Okay, next up. Let's see what this colony's up to. Should be empty also, I'm hoping. That one colony was just the one that just, man, they just weren't taking it down. Guess they didn't need it. All right, let's see what we got on this one. Oh boy. You open the top and you just see a bunch of bees right there at the inner cover oval, and it's like, oh Lord. What are we getting into here? Oh, not terrible. Not terrible. No queen. Bees are a little calmer than I thought they would be. A little lethargic acting. Oops. Don't want to leave a bunch of comb on the ground. Okay. Well, they got pretty creative on that one, didn't they? That's funny. Hopefully our queen's not up in there. Let's see. I do like these feeders, but they do take me more time than the other ones to take on and off the hive, obviously. So they're not perfect. Nice piece of comb there. Melt that down for some nice wax. Nice pretty comb. No eggs, that's good. Okay. Everybody off. God, I almost started singing. Everybody off, everybody off, everybody. That's when you know, when you have little kids at home. I have a 1-year-old. When you're hearing too much Miss Rachel. If you know, you know. Miss Rachel feels like a permanent guest in my house. Oh. Every time I'm out here with the bees, my guineas seem to want to pay me a visit. Come out here and make a bunch of noise because they want to be on camera. Hey Josh, are you recording a YouTube video? What are you doing? Maybe we can come over and squawk and make a bunch of noise. There they go. I ran them off. It's been interesting having them around, I'll tell you that much. If any of you have guinea fowl, they're different than chickens. That's for sure. Oh, small hive beetle. Whack-a-mole, whack-a-mole. Let's go. Get him, get him. Yes. 50 points for me. Yeah, they're quite the characters. Funny to watch. They seem to have their own personality, that's for sure. Boy, this one's really stuck. What'd you guys do? Decent sized colony here. Goodness. All right, what's going on? Any queen. She better not be on here. But the second I stop looking, folks, she'll be on here. I've seen her on feeders before. All right. Let's do the old shake. The hippie shake. Here we go. Bees go flying. This is what I mean. This is a little more of a... This is kind of a pain in the butt, you know? Just trying to get them all out of here. Goodness. Then I'm banging on their box here, trying to get them out. See how they're just kind of stuck in the middle there? I don't know if you can see on camera. Look at that. Trying to get them out of there when they can hang on to that comb for dear life is next to impossible. Not to mention this syrup that they've stored on the bottom. Kind of dark looking. That may actually be some honey. That may have been some nectar. Okay, I'm going to set it aside and hopefully several of them will just fly off over time. Doubtful. I just have to keep trying to shake them out. As long as my queen is not on there, I mean, the reality of the matter is I don't need to try to get all of those bees back in the colony. You just want to really be sure your queen's not in there. Yeah, try to smoke them out and do the best you can, but okay. That's about as much as I can do. Well, this colony is still quite populated. Let's see how many bees we got going on in this one. I mean, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish frames, seems of bees. A lot of food in there. I can see it from the side. I'm sure this colony is heavy. Oh, yeah. Goodness. They're ready. They are ready for the winter. I got to scrape all that off, and they're not going to like it. So let's keep going. Like I said, I'm kind of losing my daylight here. Down. Down in the colony you go. Just not going to be able to get them all down in there. They just don't want to go. You know, someone may ask, like, why are you scraping all that off the top of the frames? It's good beekeeping practice to keep a tidy house. You get a bunch of messy stuff, or you don't take the time to clean this stuff up, and eventually you open up the colony and you got a giant mess on your hand. It just makes it harder to, you know, to check on the bees, to do your inspections. There's all sorts of reasons. Sticky, sticky, sticky. All right. That looks pretty good, though. All right. Whew. Yeah, this colony's not thrilled with me, that's for sure. All right, let's get this board on. All right. Looks good. Let's get our burlap. Make sure that's centered. That looks good. All right. Inner cover notch facing up. A couple bees that got squashed here. Nice looking colony though. They look healthy. Let's curious. Let's check the IPM board. Remember, push your top all the way up against that notch. Let's check the IPM board. I'm just curious if we've got very many mites on it. Let's see what we're looking at here. There's a few. That's to be expected. I see maybe 10. I'll try to show the camera what they look like, but man, they're tiny. I don't know if you'll be able to see them or not, but let's see. There's a couple of them right there. They look like little, round, black. Oh, one just fell. You see them though? Wish I could zoom in, but there's one right there too. And I've seen them crawl around on this thing. That's a bug, but that bug is right next to a dead mite. So that's what they look like, and that's how tiny they are. Look at that. So let's go ahead and get this. Scrape the bottom of that. Put it back in. And that does help insulate the hive for the winter time. Helps keep the heat inside, which is why in the winter I put the IPM boards in all winter. And because I leave my entrance reducers on all year round, I don't have to fuss with that. And some people may disagree with that philosophy, and that's perfectly fine. You can disagree. So, but I've had no issues doing that. I just find it cumbersome to constantly be flipping and switching entrance reducer sizes in and out. Like someone told me like maybe a 3-inch or something is like ideal, 3 or 4 inches, but these are only what, inch and a half that I keep on my colonies. The Appy May ones that I have the ability to much easier open or close the amount. I'll have to show you what the front of those look like sometime if I do a review on the pollen. What am I trying to say? Pollen traps. Jeez, I'm tired. But yeah, I just keep the entrances reduced, and you know, especially during times of robbing and stuff. And now going into the winter, you only need a small opening. Helps the bees keep the heat inside the hive. You don't have it wide open. That's a lot of cold air, drafty air that can get in the hive. So. Okay, we got one more and we're done. All right, let's tackle the last one here. I'm getting tired. Speaking of that train that goes through downtown LaGrange, I don't know if y'all can hear it on the video, but it's blowing its horn. Let's see what we got in this one. Oh my Lord. Man, some of these colonies are still pretty big in size. Fun to get them off of. Okay, no eggs. Nothing surprises me anymore in beekeeping, you know. It's like Wouldn't expect it, but okay. For one thing, at least wearing gloves, I don't have to get all this sugar all over my hands. That's kind of nice. Okay. Oh boy. All right, everybody out. Go on. Party's over. Of course, they don't want to go anywhere. Man, this colony's big. Still, this time of year. Ah. Oh boy. Yeah. Wow, we saved the most fun one for last, didn't we? No queen, but one small hive beetle. All right. Shake him out here. Oh, forgot to take those out first, didn't I? Sorry, girls. Sorry again. That was stupid, Josh. Yeah, only one casualty, it looks like. Okay. Man, that's full of syrup. That one's not. Yeah, that's my biggest complaint, I guess, with these is just kind of a pain to get the bees out of here, man. And I'm fairly sure the queen's not in here, but there's no way I can know for 100% certainty. I just pray if I'm shaking and she's in there, I shake her back in the colony. Not the best you can do. Whew, there's a lot of bees in there. Set that to the side. Try to get this comb. Oops. Oh, back hurts. It's just, I'll tell you what, in this instance, I'm not going to clean this right here because there's a ton of syrup right here and I really want them to take that back down in the colony. So I may come back at a later time and clean those frames up. Because if I scrape all that off now, it's just going to be a giant blob of syrup. Okay. Oops, where's that Vivaldi board? Forgot it again, didn't I? Okay, let me go grab it. Okay. That's good, that did the trick. Another good looking colony. A lot of bees, a lot more than I would expect this time of year, but it is what it is. There's lots of food in there, I'll tell you that much. It was nice that at least the 3 that had these top feeders on did take the syrup out of the feeder, so unlike that first colony that just didn't seem that much interested in it. Okay. Like I said, I'll take these back into the pole barn and get them cleaned up, get all that sugar residue off of them. All right, folks, I think that's a wrap. So I've got 3 more colonies that already have Vivaldi boards on them, and I just need to put the burlap in them. That won't take me long at all, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These 7 colonies that I just went through are good to go. Lots of weight, lots of food, quilt boards on, quilt boxes on, sorry. Burlap in, feeding shim in, inverted. Got a lot of extra comb here I get to melt down and make beeswax out of. That's cool. It's always a nice perk, but those are still going to be messy to clean up. That's okay. We'll get it done. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments what you all do for your winter prep. I'm always interested in other beekeepers and how they get their hives ready. And do you use quilt boxes where you're at? Do you not? Do you use anything else? Do you use nothing? I don't wrap my hives. Some beekeepers do. I've even been reading some research where there's some evidence to keep hives wrapped all year round, even in the summertime, to simulate sort of a natural environment that they would be in with thick walls inside a tree. I find that interesting because these walls are pretty thin on these Langstroth hives. So I don't know. I've not had an issue. Bees are very resilient, and I have a natural windbreak on this property with the woods behind me, behind the hives here. So you do get some sideways winds through here because this is kind of the transmission corridor. So you do get some wind that way. But they seem to do well. I mean, knock on wood, I've yet to lose a colony through the winter. I've had a colony starve on me this year in April because I was stupid and didn't get out here and feed them quick enough. And so they starved out. So I have had that happen. And that was 100% beekeeper fault. But as far as losing a colony through the winter, I've never lost one. I'm sure inevitably I will. But I think as long as you focus on 2 primary things, good nutrition, maybe 3, good nutrition with plenty of food, and dead mites. And I'd say all of those are equally important. It's just as important to have dead mites in the colony than plenty of food. Because if you've got high mite loads, I believe the Varroa destructor is single-handedly responsible for the most colony collapses in our country, in America. It's just one nasty little varmint. And we do our best to try to kill them around here. At least I do. But one colony here had a pretty significant mite drop after that first treatment. The rest of them, I've just been kind of sporadically checking the IPM boards on these colonies. And most of them don't have a ton of mites on it. Like I'm just checking this one now, and yeah, there's a couple mites on here. But it's not like, oh my Lord, there's 200 mites on this board, so. Now let's see if I can get it back in here. There we go. That'd be all. So yeah, so that's it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope it was somewhat helpful if you have similar top hive feeders. If you have a better method, by all means, of getting the bees out of these Dadant top hive feeders, please tell me what your secret is. I am all ears, because smoking and shaking is not doing a fantastic job. And I don't know. It's just, I certainly don't have a good method. So if you have a better method and use these top hive feeders, please let me know what you do, because I am all ears on ways to improve and do that a little better. So, because I've still got work cut out for me here. I still have to take these back to the shop and clean all that excess comb that they put in there. So, which I can't blame them. They were building the comb to be able to store the sugar syrup instead of drawing out the frames below, I guess. But you know, bees are lazy, and you know, someone's gonna say, "What the heck are you talking about?" And I mean that in the sense that they're smart lazy. So they're gonna build comb close to the source so they don't have to travel as far to store it. So why draw out frame number 1 or 10 when you could draw out comb right next to the syrup on top of the hive, on top of the feeder? Duh. So they're smart little boogers. But yeah, anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and hopefully you guys are considering subscribing. Hope you're liking the content. It is going to start slowing down inevitably as we go into the winter, because I'm not going to have as much to do once these colonies start to cluster together and try to get themselves through the winter time frame. But I'll try to do some videos on stuff in the shop, and not necessarily, I won't be working directly with the bees, obviously, because they'll be clustering together and trying to survive the winter time here. So, but yeah, please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see y'all in the next video.